I've got a super wicked surprise treat, and I'm blocking your view behind me, okay, for a good reason. It's a Coleman stove, unlike any stove you've seen before, because I can find very little about it online. I inherited it from my grandfather, and I was a piece missing, a crucial piece. But I've found that piece, and today we're going to make a cup of tea on our stove, if I can get it running. I'm a little terrified of of it.
I'm not talking about this.
Hey everyone, it's Jay from Simple Woods Life. It's another rainy day in Pizzaville. The boat shed build is not as far along as I want it to be for the next video. You just watching me strip cedar for 20 minutes. That could be cool, but I don't know if it is. So we're doing a little indoor project. Once again, Mama Nature's hitting us, huh? She's coming at us. She's dropped the temperature something fierce, but, and you'll be proud of me for this, haven't turned the heat on. I live with, I think they're partially lizards.
Lizard people are cold-blooded. Hello? Read a science book?
If Miss Lady could just have 7 or 8 blankets on her, the heat turned up to like, I don't know, 30, and it's 29 outside, she'd probably still look for slippers. And the youngest is not much better. It's a bit cool. I'm out in the shop and it's like 10 degrees, which is fine, but it's just about at that spot where, you know, if you hit your finger the wrong way, it hurts a lot more than it normally would. So because Mother Nature has been throwing us another hoop-de-doop, we're gonna talk a little bit more Coleman. Because I found something in the garage that I thought I had lost, making something totally pointless, but now it's pointful again. And I wanted to share it with you because there's no way I'm gonna get a video out this week that has anything to do with, what do you call their, building a boat shed. So, hey, look what I got here. I got 3 Coleman stoves and a box. Huh? What's in the box? I bet you it's a Coleman stove. 5430. Huh? Just a beauty stove. And if you've watched the channel, you know all about it because we cleaned it out a couple of times. She's purring like a kitten now. Best, whew, man. Over here, we got a 421. This is an oldie. These are wind baffles, you know? And these wind baffles, well, they just kind of plug into the side. Nice and fun. These wind baffles have these little tetanus things to help you, if you haven't seen your doctor, you gotta go get a tetanus shot if you're gonna use this stove as is. We're gonna have to clean this one up. Yeah, so here you got these little jobbies that you slot in however you want. And this one is our friend that gives us tetanus. So she's an oldie, right? And definitely needs some tender love and care. That's not what we're gonna provide today though. And then I got a 425E. So I got this at a yard sale. It's clearly been painted. This is a bit of a newer model, you can tell because it's got the non-tetanus wind baffle things, but like, whoo, she's in need of a bit more love than even this one. But you can always bring it back. I'm trying to date these, and Coleman does a thing, I don't know if you can see here. Usually, it's 3 numbers. It's a number, which would be the month, and then a space, and then the year. So this lantern, what is that, 75? Can you see that? Now, I can't find stamps on these. This is made in Canada. This is made in Wichita, Kansas. Now, I went to oldtowncoleman.com, and this is the 425E, which I can see on here. 425E, 2-burner stove, 67 to 79. This would have been done. The 421 doesn't exist on here, which makes me wonder if it's because it's a Canadian model. So the 420 was made in 41. So that would explain the little tetanus jobbies, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. But again, needs a big cleaning. Not what we're worrying about today. And then this is neat. Neat in the fact that this case, leather strap, looks like it was an old belt. This is my father-in-law's stove, and his father built this case. So I guess that's kind of a neat story, eh? I can't quite read the model number on that, unfortunately. I can't. And look at this setup. I've never seen a stove like this. So on this, which is kind of weird, there's these little thumb things here. Can you see those? You push that in, you can twist this. You push that in, you can twist this. And up she opens. Now, I can't date this, but it does have the same ones as this 1940s model. So I'm gonna put it back there. And it's got the nice copper colored tank. This would be a nice project maybe this winter to fix up, because how cool is that, eh? How cool are any of these? But this isn't what this video is about. It's pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. But I got something I want to show you. That's a stove, and it's a Coleman. A little bit different than these. Little bit. I inherited a stove from my grandfather that I never paid attention to. When I emptied out their house, my grandfather was a bit of a pack rat. I sort of put stuff in boxes, put them in the garage that, you know, they lived here, they lived there, and now I'm sort of going through them. Yes, many, many years later. But one of the things I came across I thought was really neat. I was gonna do a video about it, but it was missing something crucial. So it became just an ornament. I'm not talking about this. This is a funny little thing called a picnic stove. A Summerlight picnic stove. It's a single burner stove. Now I have the manual for this because my grandfather didn't throw anything away, pack rat. I thought the manual was so cool, I wanted to like frame it, and I've put it somewhere and I can't quite find it, but I do have some snapshots of it. And you can see here with the stamp on it, 271. February 71 is when this thing was created. And you know, it's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple little stove, one burner, pot rest. And the pot rest comes off. I've had this sitting downstairs as a display piece near the den. And I haven't thought much of it. It did have a box at one point, but the box smelled as old cardboard boxes smell. And I tossed it. It was really badly stained, as most of them are. There's a guy I found online on a forum who had the box, and I was like, yeah, I had that, in way worse shape than his. But I'll show you a couple of photos of his. But this is super cool, right? It also comes with a Nerf bullet. Everybody knows these. Coleman's propane. Camping gas. Well, that doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. So I'm tidying up a box that, like, I don't even know how I've missed it over the past few years. And I come across something special. And that is the LP gas, the LP fuel, liquid propane, I'm assuming, designed for Coleman LP appliances only. Extremely flammable. This little canister, if you Google it on the interwebs, it's worth its weight in gold because I can't find much information about this stove at all. It seemed to be a model that wasn't very popular. It's a picnic stove. I mean, what do you need on a picnic? Like, we're thinking about the 60s and the 70s, like, everything was sandwiches.
Everything was sandwiches. Everything was sandwiches.
Wasn't it? What else would you have on a picnic in the 70s? You might have some macaroni salad, little potato salad, huh? And my grandfather was married to a British woman, and the only thing that he was a Canadian and met her during the war. Yeah, Yeah, Irish mother, British grandmother. What the heck did he use this for? That's what I can't figure out. Making tea? That's all I can think. So my grandfather's, you know, having a picnic out at the picnic place. And the old days, oh, I miss these. They always had these like hibachis kind of barbecues on a big pole, just a big metal box with some grates on it, and you'd throw a bunch of charcoal in the grates, and you'd pour lighter fuel all over it, and everything would taste like lighter fuel, and you'd be like, picnic! And as a kid, like, that's the closest we got to being out of the city. Go down to Lake Ontario at the beach, fish are coming up, and they're half eaten, and it stunk, but you still went out, and the water was so cold, so cold. But like, hey, it was the beach, and you'd have a picnic, macaroni salad, and coleslaw, and maybe some cold chicken, and sandwiches. So the only thing I can assume that my grandfather did with this was make a pot of tea. Because Nana and him, well, they loved the tea. Loved it. So anyway, this thing was just an ornament until I found this. And you can't find this online. And there's some chatter, there's some chatter.
It's chatter on the internet.
There's some talk about people who found, because there's forums for like old Coleman stuff. And like, I'm not a Coleman guy the way some of these fellas are Coleman guys. Like, these guys are taking everything apart. They're basically like gas fitters. One guy had changed or converted this with some sort of soldering and welding and things that are outside of my wheelhouse. You know, like the ones you would use now for a single burner stove, with a cord running off of it. So he can use his 5411. Picnic summer light. But I've got LP fuel. And that's enough to make me, you know, kind of the envy of all the kids at the yard. But I also have Coleman LP fuel. And I also have Coleman LP fuel. Your boy's got the business. 3 canisters of fuel that cost $1.10. That's $3.30 worth of fuel sitting here. And an old Coleman Summerlight 5411 picnic stove. They stopped making these, and now they make these. And apparently you can refill these. I don't really know. Containers are non-refillable and replaceable only with Coleman LP gas fuel cartridges. Then why have you stopped making them? How much business, I mean, unless this was just brutal and was killing everybody. I don't know. Can't find any information on the internet. And the Coleman website doesn't, like, it's a missed opportunity for the amount of historical data they could have on there. So I'm gonna get the kitchen scale and see if one of these is lighter than the other, because they all feel about the same to me. And if it does light, then we're gonna set a timer and see how long it takes to boil a kettle. Because just a cuppa, and we'll make some tea. How's that sound to you? Does that sound nice? Sounds nice to me. Let's see where we are. The first propane has 261 grams. The second propane has 254. The third propane has 262. So this will be the one we try out. I'm a little bit, I'm not terrified, but I'm a little bit wary of LP gas fuel, the state of it, and whether or not I should start it up. But as always, oh shit, this one says recharge. Okay, let me get another fire extinguisher. That's off. We'll put our propane in. And it looks like it just wants to puncture. That I'm just supposed to line this up to that nozzle and push it until it snaps into place. And I guess this is supposed to fit into that. That'll snap into that. Am I doing something wrong? Like, that certainly does not look like it's in enough. And if this is supposed to fit into that slot, then I've got a ways to go. Push firmly on cartridge until rim on cartridge drops into notches at front of guide rack. And there's our happy pappy. I want to be him. I want to be that guy. The heck is going on? Okay, it's pushed in. It's lined up. I don't know how firm is. Like, you should never have to force anything. Ah! I guess frickin' firm. Okay. We might die! Oh, okay. We've got gas. So according to this is a cleaning lever. And I'm supposed to rotate it several times. I'm going to turn it a bunch of times since this thing hasn't been lit in forever. Today we're going to use Red Bird Strike on the Box matches. I've got my match. Oh shit, here we go again. I'm gun shy, you know? Because I'm alone in the garage. I don't know what I'm doing. So I turn it just a little bit on and geez, she goes. I'm a little wary of cranking it super high. I'm all tingly because I'm scared. I'm gonna use that cleaning nozzle a little bit more, and then we'll try it again. It does turn off to the best of my knowledge. So if you haven't watched the I Still Love My Coleman Stove video, I took the whole thing apart and I cleaned all the valves and like just deconstructed the whole stove and then rebuilt it, and I put a bolt on the wrong side of the stove, so it wasn't allowing the stove to turn off. So the whole garage was filling with propane, and I wasn't sure if I should take the bottle off, so I moved the whole stove outside, and I'm not Charlie Coleman. It felt more dangerous here. Like, you know, when a kid's like, hey, watch me do this, jump, you know, boop, boop, off a piece of wood. But like, I was, oh my God. That's what I was worried about with this. It's over 50 years of technology that has surpassed this. And clearly Coleman wasn't, you know, really sold on the whole LP fuel canisters. I don't know if they just found a better way to do it with butane, or if they found a better way to do it with white gas, or if they found a better way to do it with the big propane bottles. I can see this nipple thing being a bit of a problem. I like the idea of screwing something into place and then being able to unscrew it afterwards. The fact that I'm supposed to leave this in forever, that's a little weird. That's a little weird. Or you would think that like the rubber would seal up on the nipple or so. Like, I don't know. I've said the word nipple far too many times on this channel today. I've never said the word nipple before. But today it's been a lot of nipple talk. But it's about gas and fuel, so fuel nipple. All right, folks, try this one again. I turn the light out. That's a pretty good glow. So I haven't got it going full bore. Or maybe I do. Unsure. What we're going to do is we're going to set a stopwatch. And we're going to see how long that takes to boil myself up some water. And then we'll have a nice cup of English breakfast tea to honor my grandparents. Under 7 minutes to make a cup of tea? Sure, why not? I'll go for it. It's cool. And what I always do, because I was raised civilized, is I heat up the cup with hot water. I throw that hot water out. I fill it back up about 3/4. This is a small cup, so I go near the top. And then I let the tea sit. I put the tea in after the water's in because you don't need to scorch the tea unless you're literally like a cannibal. Why are you eating people? Now I myself, I'm more of a green tea fella. And if I'm having tea, I'd rather have something from Ireland, berries or lions, or Bewley's. You know, English breakfast tea for my nana. Taylor's, because Miss Lady brought this back from England when she was there on business. Not everybody does this, but with the base end of the spoon, I give it a little squish against the cup. That's the way me mother taught me. Oh, Jesus, me mother, she taught me how to do it. And then we give it a little. Some people would say this is absolutely sacrilege. And to those people, I'd say, F off. Well, my friends, what a neat little stove. So happy Thanksgiving if you're a Canuck like me. How's it going, eh? Excuse me. I gotta work on that. They're gonna pull my license. That one's better. It didn't feel pretty, but I think it sounded pretty good. So happy Canadian Thanksgiving to all of my fella Canadians. They call us Canucks in other country, but other than the Vancouver team, we don't really say that word that often. And to the rest of you all around the world, happy weekend to you. No big deal, just a weekend. Enjoy yourself. I'm eating a butterball turkey stuffed with sausage stuffing and Paxo. And if you know about Paxo and sausage, you probably have a British grandmother too, which is hilarious because I've introduced that to my wife's Italian mother, who keeps telling me that she makes this for the manja cake, but that's fine because she absolutely loves it and usually has seconds. So, love you, Ma. But that's it, that's all the sunshine of the night. I couldn't let this video go without, it feels better. It feels better. I'll talk to you next week. Maybe see if you can put a good word in with Mother Nature to cut it out with the rain, okay? bring the temps back up a little bit. We got stuff to do, brah. Catch you on the flip-flop.